Okay, again, let's start with our layout that we're working on. Right now we've added some CSS to the main box. Now I'm going to add some CSS to the other boxes. Right now, if you want, you could think about it. This one is 750 wide is the main box, so the other boxes that are inside are going to be around the same size of 750. You can go through and you can make things. I might even go through and start Photoshop up for a minute. Maybe I like to have myself a nice kind of logo or something that I want to put up there. So I'm going to go and do that right now here just to make one real quick. I'm thinking a little bit as we're going along. I want to have a nice sort of logo up there. So let's sort of start with a new my width is going to be I'm not going to worry about the width right now. I'm just going to hit OK with whatever was there. And I'm going to type in some text right here. And let's put in, the advantage of using Photoshop or something to make graphics is you can use any graphic you want. I'm going to use a nice scripty font here. And let's type in raskov.com. And then I'm going to change the size to a nice big size. Woo. There's a .com is what we want. Okay, so we made a nice little logo right here inside of Photoshop. Now, in order to bring it into Dreamweaver, we need to save it out as a GIF or JPEG. Oh, let's put a little shadow underneath it real quick so it stands out a little bit better. In the layers window, I'm going to put a little shadow. There we go, so it stands out. Ooh, that is about the ugliest thing I ever made, but I'm doing this rather quickly and so that we can just see how to bring a graphic in. There we go. Now before I bring it in, I'm gonna crop this. What I mean by cropping is that there is a crop tool right here. And of course I don't want this to go all the way across the top of the banner right there and things like that. So with the crop tool here, I'm just gonna draw a box around it. And this looks like it'll fit inside my box. I don't know how it is, and I'm gonna hit enter. So all I have is basically a small box for my logo. So here it is. It's a small logo right here. And I'm going to go under File, Save As, and actually let's go File, Save for Web and Device. And I'm going to give it a GIF option and up here. And later on I'll go over how to do all kinds of different web page graphics. For right now we're just doing a simple logo here, and I'm going to put it in my folder under my homemade. And this will be Raskov logo. Let's hit save. Okay, it's enough Photoshop for now. So I just made a little graphic that I can put up here. Now before I continue, I'm going to think about my box up here, my top box, which is called header. Now to make this box the size I want and do it, I can go again to the little plus in the CSS styles window, the little plus that we have here. I'm going to click on the little plus, and again we're using ID, so I'm going to go to ID, and this one's going to be called header, and then I'm going to hit OK. In this case I don't really need a font in there because I'm going to use my logo. But I might give it a background color of white because my logo had a background color of white. And then my box is going to be, okay, of course, the same size of width. We'll make it 750 across. You probably really don't need to do that because it'll actually stretch to the same size. But just to be safe, let's make it 750. And then for the border, let's leave that blank. But for the height, now it'll actually grow, the box will actually grow to the size of the graphic that I made inside of Photoshop, but I might want it to be a little bit bigger. I'm going to put 75 in here for now. If we hit apply right now, we can see what it's doing. You'll see it makes a box up here that is pretty much a little bit larger. In fact, I might give it a border so it doesn't have a line that goes across the top here. Now that'll look kind of funny too. So now I'm going to leave the border off. I'm going to hit OK for now. Now to put my logo in there, I'm going to delete the text that says put content here, and I'm going to go insert image, and I'm going to go and find my logo. It should be automatically go to my my graphic here and hit OK. And it's asking me for alternative text. I'm just going to say yes. No, actually alternative text should be the name of something that is important to the graphic. In fact, this is the Raskov logo. and you'll notice, whoo, the logo is actually bigger than the size of my box. Whoo. You say to yourself, wow. Well, if you select it and look at it in the CSS, not in the CSS window, if you don't know what size your graphic is, you can actually go into what's called the asset window. The asset window. If I go under Window, Assets, you'll notice, and let me pull it out here for a moment. Why this is evil like this. If I open up the Assets window, that should show me the graphics in there. And it's not showing me the graphics in there. Okay, so that's a problem. It's probably because I made it before I did the define site. So there's a way to refresh it. There's a refresher right here, refresh list. There it is. So in the asset window, you'll notice it should tell me the dimensions, and it's just giving me a blank for the dimensions. That's really good. See that right there? So this is not giving me what I want here. So that's not going to help. If we select it here, though, it shows me in the properties window how big it is. So if we select it, you'll notice it says width is 579, height of 107. So since we know the height is 107, we might be able to go to the CSS styles window, and oh, geez, these windows are driving me crazy here, all stuck together. And we go back to our header in the CSS styles window. We go back to our header, and where it says height right here, we're going to make it the same. I believe it said 107, and if we hit tab on the keyboard or click off, it should make the box big enough for the logo. So you see my logo now fits properly. So if you don't remember what size your graphics are and things like that, you can actually see them inside of Dreamweaver to help you change the size of boxes so that they fit. Again, if I select the graphic, it says 107 right there. Next, I'm going to go through and make some information for the content. In the content, I'm going to copy and paste some text and things like that. So in the content area here, I'm going to make a new CSS property right here where it says new CSS rule. I'm going to click on that, and in this case, we're going to use ID, and we're going to type in content. So again, we're going to change the information here for this content one. I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to choose what font I want on my page. Again, I'm going to use 14 point. I think we already gave it 14 point, but we can change it if we want to anything we want. Background color, let's give it so we can see a little bit difference. Let's give it a nice sort of light color. If you don't like any of the colors in the list that you see here, we can click on the little earth that's up here. It's not earth, it's like a little color wheel right here in the color picker window. We click on that, you can actually choose whatever color you want. Let's give it a nice sort of peach color there. Under block, let's not worry about that. Under box, so let's again, the width is going to be 750, like the main window. Height, let's just give it something for now. Usually I leave it blank and let the box grow to the content that I put inside, but so you can see it, we're just going to put something in there. We can remove it later. Let's put 600 in there, and you'll see it'll just make a bigger box that you can see there. Let's give it a border so there's a line around this box. I'm going to give it a solid thin black line. Hit OK, so we get a nice little box. But one of the things you'll notice about the border is it's going to add a second border here to the edge here. So if you don't want that, you can actually go back to the border, and I'm going to go back to the content and edit it. See, the problem you run into is that it adds a line, and since we had a line on the main content one, it kind of puts two lines there, so you get an extra thick line. So one way to avoid that would be to edit your box, and instead of going to border all the way around all the sides, you can change the the style here and say none for the right side. I'm going to leave the bottom one there, none for the left side, because you have top, right, bottom, and left, and so you can actually adjust those. And if you hit OK, now you see you don't have the problem of double line over there. And I'm going to hit OK. So in this case, I have a nice sort of beginning layout right here, and you can see my footer's been pushed down because I put 600 pixels there. To put some content on my page, we're going to go to the internet and let's steal some content. Again, in this case, what happened to my browser here? I'm going to go to Wikipedia, and then in Wikipedia we're going to type in my name, which I don't come up, but what does come up is the Raskov. Oh, well, there should be a national park. Here it is. It's a national park in Moldova or something like that. So, nope, it's not taking me there. Well, let's first search for something that we know. Well, let's steal this text anyway. So I want to take some text. So I'm going to highlight the text and copy. Control C on the keyboard. I'm going to go back to my Dreamweaver. I'm going to click inside my box. And now instead of saying paste, if I just hit paste Control V, it's going to paste all the things. I think we looked at that already before. Let's undo that. Again, we're going to go under Edit, Paste Special. And in the Paste Special, we'll say text only. And it gives me plain text like that. That is all run together. Next, we're going to import a picture in here. And so if I'm going to click at the very beginning of my box here. And we haven't really stolen a picture yet. Let's just steal a picture from Google. Let's go to Google Images and let's type in my name and see what pops up. We got a national park. Oh, I got pictures of me in there. We got a nice. Oh, here's one with a castle. So I'm going to right click on that and save image as. Save image as. And let's put it in our folder this time. We're going to put it on our homemade folder. And let's call this one Castle. And I'm going to hit save. And then if we go back to our Dreamweaver, we can go under Insert, Image, and let's put Castle in there. And Castle. Now again, you'll notice that the text kind of does not wrap around the image. So to get the text to wrap around the image and things like that, we need to give it some CSS. So the last CSS we're going to do right now will be to give it to a picture. So I'm going to click on the picture here, and I'm going to go to the new window again. I'm going to make a new. This time I'm going to use a class. And the reason why I'm using a class is because I can apply a class to a photo. And we're going to call this one Pictures. And this is a made-up word. Just like all the words that I've been using in the CSS are made-up words. And I'm going to hit OK. And this time, if we want it to float, we're going to use a box category, and there's a float option here. And if we float it, I'm going to float it to the right side of the page, so it's over here. If you say float left, it'll be over here. Float right, it'll be over there. Now, by doing this, then the text will wrap around it. And let's give it a little bit of a border so the picture stands out a little bit. What this is just give it a line around it. Right now, you'll notice there's nothing there. The picture kind of bleeds right off in the background color. And if I hit OK right now, you'll see the picture doesn't move or doesn't do anything. And that's the reason why is because I haven't given it any, I haven't told the picture to have this class. In order to tell the picture to have this class, I'm going to click on the picture itself. And I'm going to go to where it says Properties, and where it says Class right here, I'm going to say Picture. And you'll notice it floats over here on the other side, and the text then will wrap around. So this is a really quick, easy way of talking about how to get your boxes, and then you can start going through and adding your footer. If you don't want your text all the way to the edge right here, we can go inside our content here, and the content, remember this middle box right here is called content. If we go and edit, the pencil is edit right here. We can go give it under box, we can give it some padding. Padding will move it in. So if we just give it, let's say 7 pixels all the way around, let's hit OK. You'll notice that the text moves down, so it's not right on the edge, but then you start getting problems with this box getting bigger, and the reason why is because we told it 7. And so now it added 7 to both sides. So if I wanted that to be, the box to be the right size again, you don't even need to give it the width here. We can actually remove that, and we can actually remove the width here, the height here. In fact, let's just delete these out of here. You hit apply, and you'll still see it actually works better that way. So remember, I just gave it some width and height here so that you could see it. But normally in the content, I want the content to kind of grow with the whatever I put inside of it. So that looks a lot better. If you want to save it and see what it looks like in a browser, we can use the little earth up here, a little preview button here, and say preview in Firefox or Internet Explorer. And you'll see what it looks like on a web page. So look how quick and easy that is to make yourself some boxes and start laying out a web page.